Hi guys, it's G. I study at USC, and today I'd just like to talk a little bit about the application process and what I went through. I went to a Brazilian school, not international, not American, not British, so we didn't have any counselor or application preparation program, so I did it all by myself. I hired actually all by myself, as in on the side, because I hired a consulting agency to help me go through the all the steps, but they didn't actually really help me. Um, a lot of studying for the SATs and writing your essays has to do with it's just you by yourself in your room, so you can't really like outsource to someone else. And I also had to study for the Brazilian kind of application big test, Brazilian SAT. So it was really crazy. So the one thing that I would say to my young self if I could would just be to start early, please. Please start early and be kind to yourself. I know it sounds so cheesy, but it is such a stressful time and you deserve to not have an extra layer of pressure put on you by your own self. So start early, work consistently every day, just a little bit, and be kind to your own self and to your friends who are also probably having such a stressful time.
Hey guys, my name is Gus. I am a rising junior at USC, the University of Southern California, and I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about the application process at USC. And one thing that I would like to focus in this video is like the why USC essay. I know that USC doesn't necessarily phrase it that way, like they don't actually ask you like, oh, why USC in like one specific essay, but that's pretty much what the essay comes down to. I actually don't remember what like the question was actually asking for, but that's pretty much what it comes down to. And one like really good tip that I can give you guys for that specific essay is to be like as specific as possible. I remember like one tip that I got from one of my high school teachers is that if your essay, if you can take your like why USC essay and replace like USC's name by like UCLA, and like it would still make sense, then like your essay isn't specific enough. So I remember like for my essay I talked a lot about how if I were to be accepted to USC I would want to do research at a specific lab, and I would want to be a member of a specific club. And obviously like those things, like you don't have to like put a lot of like thought into it. Like it's not like, oh, if you're accepted like you have to do those things. It's not like they're gonna like track you down and like make sure you're actually like a part of those clubs. Obviously like you would want to be genuine, but like don't stress too much over it. I feel like they just want to see that you actually did your research, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. And another thing that like I heard from someone else like the other day is that you also should try and refrain from saying like, oh, if I were to be accepted, or if given the opportunity to attend USC, like you should try and sound more confident than that. So like instead of saying like if I were to be accepted, you should say when at USC I will do this. You know what I mean? It just sounds more confident. Um, and it sounds like you actually um, can see yourself getting accepted into USC and actually attending the school, which I think sounds really nice. You might think that it will make you sound cocky in a way, but not really. I feel like it just really sounds like you can see yourself actually attending that school and you actually have plans to attend there if you were to be accepted.
And I know this is like very specific, and like the vast majority of people that get into USC don't actually get an interview because for like the past couple of years, I'm pretty sure um, they only do interviews if you get selected for a scholarship. But either way, I just wanted to tell you guys like what to expect from your scholarship interview. And for that, the main tip I would give you is to basically study your common application. So go over all your essays, go over all the things you input, so like all the clubs you said you were a part of, etc., etc. because they kind of just want to see if you're a genuine person and see that you're not just like a number and kind of like attach a face to the name. And so that's one thing I really love about interviews is that it's not supposed to be scary. They really just want to get to know you. And at that point, you've already been accepted to USC. And I think that's one good thing to keep in mind is that at that point, if you get one of those spots, you'd be kind of like the people you're kind of like competing against. Those people, a lot of them will end up going to like Ivy Leagues or Stanford, U Chicago, MIT. So it's like a very high caliber of people that you're dealing with. So at that point, USC wants you as much as you want them to give you the scholarship. So always keep that in mind. And yeah, so I would say to study your Common App, and also, for example, I remember that my year, or like the year before actually, I had a friend that got the interview and he was an econ major, and they asked him a lot of questions about like Brexit. So if there's any like current super important event going on in like your field of study, make sure to at least like know what's going on, you know, because they might ask you about that. And also, I know this was like kind of standard at the time. I don't know if they still do this, but I remember that one question that they asked everyone, at least in my year, was like, if you don't get the scholarship, how would you convince to let your parents come to USC? And I think that for that one, it's really important to just don't be like, oh my God, no, like I would do everything to come here, blah, 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 blah. Because then like they just won't give you the money if you're telling them that you will go there. Even if you don't get the scholarship, you should try and be honest and be like, well, I don't know, maybe if I don't get, like, I would still love to come to USC, but maybe without the scholarship, there were other things I would have to consider, etc., etc. So show them that you're interested, but still show them your worth and show that they still should fight for you. So yeah.